So
All right, well, why don't we start off like normally? Like, hey guys, how's it going?
uh, hey, how are
Hey,
you?
hello everybody.
Hi.
I'm great. I'm good. It's a wonderful Tuesday.
It is. Looking forward to chatting with Ray Bowring. Did I say it wrong? Bowring. You got to cut this.
Boeing?
Bowring.
Oh my God.
Boeing is a plane.
Oh,
I said Bowring.
Oh,
Bowring.
I thought you said Boeing.
Bowring.
I've
Bowring.
always said Bowring.
I think he
This
said Bowring
is
when he was doing his when he was talking about himself.
oh,
Bowring.
I think
I'm
this is
so
just the
fucked up
intro
now.
now. I think this is
Oh my
it.
God.
I feel
This is
bad
it.
because
I
I
think we
said his full
commit.
name and then he said it differently afterwards.
It's his accent. It's okay. You have a Canadian accent.
Ray Bowring.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
I don't
Ray.
like that at
We're
all.
gonna talk with Ray Bowring today.
Talk about powerlifting.
Oh,
Getting in kit, taking it for a rip.
Yeah, take it for a rip, boy.
getting a little silly.
Yeah. Anyways, today we are going to talk with Ray, and he is a pretty phenomenal athlete across both disciplines, equipped and raw. He's been putting up some pretty incredible numbers. He has a number of accolades under his belt at this point, squatting 500 kilos in competition, benching 350, a deadlift of 372.5, and totaling 1222.5. Um, he's the second person of two to squat 500 kilos in the IPF and the sixth person to total 1200. He's got his eyes on some more big records and some medals in both sides of the sport. And yeah, started competing when he was 14 at this point, just getting into the open lifting um, aging into open, and has a pretty substantial number of meets under his belt already at this point. So looking forward to chatting with Ray, and we hope that you are looking forward to our conversation with him as well.
Ray, thanks for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited. You've been posting some crazy training. You've been posting some crazy lifting this year. But let's jump basically back to the beginning. You kind of started lifting when you started competing when you're 14. But how did you actually get into the sport? Give us a brief history.
So I started training when I was about 13. Well, I started going to the gym when I was about 13. I got into it because I wanted to get better at rugby. I wanted to get stronger for rugby. I was a fat kid, and luckily my dad is Dean Bowring, equipped world champion in 2009. Like basically like an equipped like pinnacle, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
At least in GB. Yeah, so luckily he's my dad. Started going to the gym with him. Found out I was really good at it. Like, I mean, natural born, I suppose, would be the best way to say it. I was given my dad's strength and my mum's height, thankfully, because my dad's 5'5" on a sunny day. Um, but yeah, so I started when I was about 13. Trained all the way through. Competed when I was 14. Then 18. My plan was to do what I was calling the double. I think it's pretty well renowned as the double now, but just on the sub junior level. And then COVID hit.
Mm-hmm.
The year after COVID, so 2021, I got a scholarship to Midland University in Fremont, Nebraska. I then did 4 years out there with them, training, competing at collegiates, and then last year graduated. Come back, and training's gone through the roof since.
No doubt.
Cool. So you mentioned kind of getting into it because of rugby. Do you still do other sports or other sports as you grew up?
No, I did a lot of sports. I think my body would hurt now if I tried to play rugby. I mean, it hurts most of the time anyway, but um, so I did football. I did rugby. The one that surprises a lot of people is I was quite high up in a regional level for gymnastics
Nice.
for my super heavyweight structure. Um, but yeah, so I was really good on a trampoline. Still am quite good on a trampoline. I feel like I can hold my own. Um, But yeah, so I did a good amount of sports, but never really got anywhere close to the level that I am with powerlifting. So
So
What did you do in gymnastics? Because there's like gymnastics covers a whole bunch of different stuff. What was
yeah,
it, what were you doing at that point?
so they really liked me on the trampoline. I think
Okay.
because I was about it was like the early start of my lifting career. Because I was doing rugby, gymnastics, and lifting for the first like few months of my powerlifting career.
Okay. This
So I
is when
must
you
have
were
been like,
13?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like 12, 13 in that sort of area. I was probably like 85, 90 kilo. Um,
Okay.
so they really liked me on the trampoline. I was able to use gravity to my side.
Hell yeah.
And then they liked me on floor as well because I mean, it didn't hurt when I landed wrong because, I was fat.
Strong. Strong. I was going to say strong.
No, I was a fat kid. I was strong, but I was a fat kid.
All right.
and then sorry, you said that you kept with the other sports for the beginning of your powerlifting career.
Yeah.
Uh, did you continue like rec league or anything like that through the first few years, or was it kind of just started powerlifting and then immediately were like, no, I like this. This is the one for me.
Um, it sort of all, it kind of fell into the right place at the right time, I guess. So I stopped going to gymnastics because they were teaching me the same things, and I got bored of it.
Fair.
And then I was also going to the gym on Thursday straight after gymnastics, and then obviously Friday school was bad because I was really tired.
Mm-hmm.
So I sort of started to slip away from that, and then about the same time that I stopped going to gymnastics, my rugby coach quit, and I was like, yeah, that gives me the perfect reason to stop that too and focus on a bit of lifting.
For sure. What did you study? You said you got a scholarship to Midlands.
Yeah.
What did you study there?
I did strength and conditioning at Midland.
Oh, right on. Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, it's quite a basic one, but it's pretty good.
No, that's great. I think it's really cool that they have those like collegiate lifting teams.
Mhm.
We worked with a couple of schools and stuff like that. Um, but I don't think that's something you see in, like, I don't know if they have that in the UK. They certainly don't have that as far as I know, in more like official capacities, at least in Canada. But that seems like something that's pretty unique to the States, in terms of like actually having collegiate championships and, up
Yeah.
until maybe recent years, it was all equipped. What was that like? Can you tell us a bit about your
It
experience
was
in
it was
collegiate
it
lifting?
was crazy. We I mean, it's so hard to explain because like powerlifting to me, like Sheffield right now is like the closest we can get to like feeling like a sport to me, like having
Mm-hmm.
2,000 odd people in a city hall.
Yeah.
Um, that's like the closest to me to like go into like the local football team's game. Do you know what I mean?
For
Like
sure.
that's the closest
Yeah.
we can get. Like we have bucks over here, so like the British University Championships,
Okay.
and it's like a few hundred lifters deep. Like it's our biggest comp in the country, but like CNAT's the last year I competed was 1,400 lifters,
Oh my God.
and
Big
it's
meat.
like it's 4 days, 8 to 8. Like I think the earliest lift off is 8 a.m. and then the latest is like 7 p.m. Like you're
And,
deadlifting at 10 at night. Like it's
Oh
and that's
man.
for 4 days,
and
That's
sorry,
four
correct me
intense.
if I'm wrong.
platforms.
That's sorry, four platforms.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's a lot of platforms,
yeah.
lot of support staff too. That's
Yeah,
That's
wild.
massive.
it's crazy. Like it's always in like an event center. Like my last one was Oklahoma, and it was in like the convention center. It was huge. Like it was like I there isn't anything that I've been to powerlifting wise that could even come close to it. And like there's so many rivalries too. Like everyone hated Midland because we were good and we were the only ones that gave out real scholarships.
Okay. Yeah.
So, to my knowledge, there is a few schools now that do give out scholarships, but we like I so I yeah so I was on a full ride. The only thing I didn't pay for was my housing.
Mm-hmm.
So like and obviously American education is I don't know about what it is in Canada, but like it's expensive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Especially because
Especially as an
Midland's a private
international
school.
student.
Yeah, yeah, Midland's a private school too. So like it it adds up. So we were the only school that were giving out like big scholarships. There was others giving out like fives, tens, and stuff like that, but the
Mhm.
majority of my team was well over 20 grand scholarships.
Yeah. And it seems like it's a really, you say the word team, and I think that's something that maybe you don't see in a lot of other powerlifting outside of those kinds of organizations or, you know, clubs and stuff like that, which again, maybe is more common in the UK, but, powerlifting being such an individual sport, I think it's really cool to have like organized team structure around it, and especially with equipped lifting, right? Because it's so like inseparable from the kind of community aspect of things. What was that like having like a full team and scheduled practices, and what was your training kind of like all doled out similarly and everybody squatted on the same days and stuff? Like what was that like?
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, just like equipped powerlifting's a niche sport within a niche sport.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool to have the team as it was. I mean, there was my senior year. There was 88 of us, I think, and
Big
we
team.
were I think we were the biggest team at collegiates, and we took 63 athletes. I think we took to
Jeez.
Oklahoma. Um, so yeah, so structure wise, like we trained 4 days a week. We trained Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Um, we were split into guys and girls. Um, so the girls would go first at 3:45. We would go at 6. Um, pretty much everyone would squat on the same day. Um, we were sort of sectioned up into. We called ourselves the heifers and the gnomes. So we were basically,
By
because
height on
obviously it was
rack kind
US.
of thing.
Yeah, yeah. So it was USAPL. So obviously it was 82 and a half and under were called the gnomes. They were
Okay.
coached by one of the coaches or programmed by one of the coaches, and then everyone up were called the heifers. And we uh we were coached by or programmed by another coach, and we did like other stuff. We tried to keep to the same compounds, so like squatting and a secondary deadlift or something like that on the
Mm-hmm.
same days, but then like accessories would all be different and like catered towards more size, and rep schemes were catered, and then we had a third team that were the guys that didn't like hit the QTs and stuff, that were like building
Okay.
properly,
Yeah.
or were like coming back from injuries and stuff, and we called them the wizards. They were also programmed by a different team, by a different coach.
Nice. And your first equip meet was when you were 14. So
Yeah.
what's it like getting into equipment when you're like 13, 14? Like what was your first exposure to equipment, and how did that all go? Like you did your first meet classic, but
Yep.
not very long after that you were in equipment already. How was
No,
that whole
I think it was
transition?
October to February was the gap,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
exactly. Yeah.
Um, yeah, so my first actual exposure to equip lifting was when I was about 5.
Mm-hmm. I have to
When
imagine,
I
yeah.
started going to comps with my dad and stuff. Like I've been to, there was a Commonwealth a few years ago that was in like Bournemouth. I say a few years ago, it's probably like 10 odd years ago now. But yeah, so I like went down there with him, watched him compete. Went to the World Bench in Newcastle with him in 20, I want to say 2014.
Mm-hmm.
So like obviously he was equipped there too. So yeah, I've been around equip lifting my whole life. There's not really been a day where I haven't been around that sort of energy.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of first experience being in equipment, it was bad.
All right,
It
here we
was
go.
bad.
Yeah.
Um, like from what I can remember, because obviously it's so hard. Because like now, I consider like I'm basically considered like a veteran in the sport, and I'm 23. Like it's it's a weird thing to think. Um, but yeah, all I remember is like I get like Facebook memories pop up and stuff of like being in kit at like 13 in the gym, and like everything just looks ugly. I look in pain, and then I look at like my most recent equip comp, and I'm like, oh, it looks sort of similar. But like in terms of actual being in kit, it was. I mean, obviously, I'm still doing it 10 years on, so it couldn't have been that bad, really. But I remember, don't think, I think deadlift was horrific for me. I was sumo when I first started, and that was not
Okay.
the move for a 100 and 110 kilo 14-year-old. Um, but yeah, so sumo when I first started, me and the sumo suit did not get on well. And it would, because obviously I was only 14, so I'd throw like a little temper tantrum of why I could deadlift 20 kilos less than what I could if I just took the suit off and did it raw.
Mm-hmm.
It couldn't comprehend how I could put 50 kilos on my squat, 30 kilos on my bench, and then lose 20 on my deadlift. My 14-year-old head wasn't happy with it. Um, but yeah, I mean, bench was hideous. It still is. I hate bench shirts. They're just so finicky. I
Amen,
don't know how
brother.
you do it, Garen.
I mean,
Like,
I'm just gonna throw it there. Like you still bench 350 kilos, so
I'm not saying I'm not bad at it. I'm just saying I don't like
I
it.
mean, I don't think you have to like it. I think it's just a necessary evil, right? Like it's just something we have
Yeah, I
to do.
suppose.
It's
But yeah,
unfortunate that's all I get to do.
yeah, I suppose. But yeah. So bench shirts, I still like I'm figuring out now, and like 10 years on, I feel like I've maybe just cracked it now. Um, and then squat. I mean, I've always liked squat. It's just something that I don't know. Like I feel like everyone says that squats are like their most hated one. I'm the complete opposite. I absolutely love a squat day.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like training upper body, like the accessories for bench.
Yep.
But in terms of like the actual compounds, it's definitely squat. Kit, no kit, anything. It's squat, 100%.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, your squat in competition definitely reflects that you like squatting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so I mean, I guess talking about squat, like we can kind of piggyback off of your most recent equipped showing,
Mhm,
500 kilos.
mhm.
Now, I have two questions. One, how does 500 kilos feel on your back? And then I wanna talk about like the mindset of going out because obviously like you made 500 on your third attempt.
Mhm.
I think the second attempt was like a really good display of like everything that can be difficult and equipped. Like the bar's oscillating, you're trying to find your stability, you're trying to find your footing. It looked like just from start to finish, like it was a hard go. What's the mindset like to come back after having that weight on your back, that much effort, that much struggle to come out and then just like absolutely stroke it? Like, what's that like?
Um, so to your first question, it feels really, really, really heavy.
Yeah.
Um,
It's about what I was thinking.
Who could have
yeah.
seen that coming?
Like there isn't really a way to describe how that feels. It just feels like there's a bus on you. Like that's the only way I can describe it. Um, and then the mindset was we figured out what went wrong. I just needed to take a bit more time, and I needed the collars to be a little bit looser.
Hmm.
So with that sort of weight, it sounds like so stupid when you say it like that.
Yeah,
Well,
you caught my
That was a
attention with that statement.
that was
Yeah.
a Blaine
So
thing too,
Yeah, it
right?
was a Blaine thing. Yeah.
yeah,
Used to go
Blaine
and
used to do it
loosen the
too.
collars. Yeah.
Yeah. So the standard loader will do up the collar and then twist the I don't know, like the front bit, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with that sort of weight, there needs to be a little bit of shake in it. When you do up the front bit, it takes all of the shake out of the weight. It makes it one like inanimate object. Like it doesn't have any separation.
Okay.
So then the only separation that has is you. So the shake then comes out in yourself. And obviously when you're trying to move with that, like walk out and then actually start to squat, it doesn't want to do that.
Interesting.
So by unscrewing the front part, it allows the weights to be separate from each other, and it allows that little bit of shake. So then it doesn't shake you. So like I've seen videos of Blaine, like he comes out and I think the majority like think he does the collars up more It's probably the opposite. Like
Yeah,
he's
it is.
undoing the
Yeah,
collars.
it is. Yeah.
He had some engineering explanation about the oscillation of the weights and the canceling each other out and stuff, and I was like, that sounds good. I mean, I'll
Yeah.
trust you.
You
Guess it
squat a
kinda
lot
makes
of weight.
sense, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he might have gone real scientific with it. My best is just it needs to shake. Like the physics of it says that it needs to shake. And if the bar and weight can't shake, then you shake. Like
Yep.
it has to come out somewhere, and you being the only moving part that is separate, like physically separate, even though they're all individual, you're the only. Once you do that collar up real tight, it's then one, whereas you are not part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I
Um,
guess the proof is in the pudding there too, right?
yeah.
Because you made the third and looked really good.
Yeah. So then, yeah, back to the mindset. Just we knew what needed to happen. I needed to take time. We needed the collars to be a little bit looser, which we fixed. And then yeah, like I say it all the time. It's just like just mindset is just don't die. Like it's like it sounds so obvious, but like it can like obviously with any form of weight things can go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
With that sort of weight things can go really really wrong. And like I'm physically aware of that like all the time. So I just have to think. I don't even think. I think like don't die, and then I just think of my cues. Like I don't think I'm. I there's never like an ounce of doubt in my head that I can't do whatever's on the bar
Mm-hmm.
if I just go through my cues. So like for me, the biggest part for me is the walkout. So I walk like as I'm doing it, I'm walking through my walkout. If that makes sense. Like mentally, I'm like a millisecond ahead of like right foot, left foot, kick. Like I'm a millisecond ahead, just like almost telling myself what to do.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as I'm set, I don't think about anything. In fact, I'm probably blacked out.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of flow state, right? Is
Yeah, I
ideally you're
suppose. Yeah,
not thinking about anything. It's just you
yeah,
just like rely on instinct and, like you said, don't die.
I mean, on the don't die thing, I think maybe the second highlight for me from that meet was I think it was a meme you made, the Eddie Hall meme with the oxygen tank. I,
yeah.
I don't know how many people are gonna get that reference, but if you haven't, please go to Ray's page and there's a meme where it references the Eddie Hall tank of air after his 500 kilo deadlift,
Mm-hmm.
and
It's like
then
give
it's
me
just
some aspirin.
yes, that was also another highlight of that competition for me.
Yeah. I don't know how. I'm sure he's not even followed it. I know Adam Bishop did follow me after I posted that, so maybe it's got back to him. But um, I don't know. It's just like just trying to prove the difference of I don't know. Like I guess just you're not the only British bloke that can do that now. I don't know. Like I just thought it was funny, so I just posted it.
Oh, I thought it was
Like,
really funny. I got
yeah,
a good
yeah.
laugh
It's
out of
just
it.
So, 500 kilos squat at 23. I think that obviously brings some comparisons to Carl Ingvar Christensen, who squat 490 at I think 23 as well. But Carl sadly succumbed to a knee injury shortly after that. How do you keep yourself healthy when you're kind of hitting this kind of weight, both classic and equipped? Like you're putting your body through a lot of stress and load. Is there any injuries that are kind of bugging you, or like do you have a pretty good routine to keep yourself in shape?
I think I'm pretty okay on the injury front. I I've had real bad problems with my pecs. I think I've strained like both pecs like 3 or 4 times now. Um, like they're fine. They're just like I know the things now, like or the telltale signs. So I just when I feel them, I just stop doing what I'm doing, take the day off, and go hit some biceps and cry that I can't bench. Um, but in terms of like rehab and stuff, so I see a physio every 2 weeks, and it's every week if there is something that's nagging at me. I've recently invested in an infrared sauna, just like a little pop-up one. It goes to about 50 degrees Celsius, which is more than enough for me as I sit here at 160 kilos. I mean, 20's too much for me if I'm being honest. Um, but yeah, so I do 15 minutes in the infrared after every training session, so 4 times a week. Um, I drink about 5 liters of water a day, or aim to. Um, I, Nutrition is massive for me. That's been a recent turning point. I wasn't like the biggest on the nutrition, but it come to me that that's probably the last piece of my puzzle for this little period of time until something else crops up. So I've upped my protein massively. I try to do I don't know whose it is, but it's like the 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Obviously for me that means eating like 350 grams of protein a day, which is seemingly impossible unless all I did was eat. So anything north of like 270, 275, I'm very happy with. I try and get around the 300. Carbs and stuff, I don't really care. I'm a super heavyweight. It doesn't matter. Same thing with calories. I don't count. I just try and eat my protein. And then I don't really stretch. I'll be honest with you. Like I don't stretch. I'm sure I'll come to regret that at some point. But like I just like get under the bar and squat. Like if I'm warming up for squats, like just get under the bar and squat. I don't want to do like 90s and cat cows. Do you know what I mean? It just seems like a waste of time for me. I feel like I'd rather feel the movement to warm myself up for that movement than do a bunch of other weird stuff to then get ready for that movement. Like just do the movement and you'll be fine. The only one I do is I do stretch my lats out before bench, because obviously where everything in the shoulders get quite tight, I find that like just relieving that, like getting that stretching motion from like a band or something like attached to a rack, just sort of sets me up okay, and it means I can tense better as well. Like I can pull myself in better when I'm benching.
Yeah. Something
Makes
that
sense.
stood out in some of the training you've posted, like I see a lot more like general athletic movements. Like I see you're doing some box jumps, some plyometrics, like bear crawls, things like that. Like, is that something that stays pretty constant in your training, or?
So that's something that started about May last year, about this sort of time last year. Once I was back from
Okay.
uni. So everyone that I train with is coached by my dad. So there's a group of 6 of us that are like immediate plus himself, and then we get some scragglers here and there. But so that's what we call the Team Dean special. And it's just like a dynamic movement. It'll be before squats, before light squats, I should add. So the secondary day, if you will. And it will just be something to get the blood moving that's not the normal stuff. So he has some real bad hip problems at the minute. He's got real bad hip arthritis, and I think one of the things that he's regretting or he's noticed, is that he has no functional movement. So like he can't really jump, he can't run. Like some days he struggles to walk. Like it's quite bad. But I think he's trying to implement this stuff to keep us free and keep us being able to do that. So like we had box jumps, we had sprints at one point. It's not far, just like 3, I don't know, like 20-meter sprints, something like that. Like it's not far at all, just something to just activate, train a different type of muscle fiber, and then we crack on with squats. The other day we had stair jumps. So in our gym there's an upstairs, and it's like 30 stairs, so not like anything crazy, but so we had 2 rounds. You had to jump up 2 stairs the whole way, come back down, and then jump up 3 stairs the whole way up. Like it's just something different. Keep it fresh, keep it moving. Make sure you're not crippled by the age of 45. You know.
Feel targeted.
Yikes. I'm only 44.
Yeah.
Get on some stair jumps.
I didn't last 45.
Any chances there's a trampoline involved in any of those?
I wish there was a
anytime
trampoline
soon?
involved.
Yeah.
I wish for that. I pray for that day.
So you mentioned being coached by your dad.
Hmm.
Have you always been coached by your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 13 through 18, and then I was coached by the Midland coaches, being Tim Anderson.
Right.
And then in my off season, so when I was home for Christmas and summers and stuff like that, then I'd go back to my dad.
Yeah. And how do you find navigating that kind of relationship? Obviously, there's a lot more layers in that than a typical coach-athlete relationship. Probably a lot of hat switching. How do you find that whole relationship?
It's got a lot better. I think I didn't want to train until I was like 17. I used to
Hmm.
just want to come in, squat, bench, deadlift, and go home. Like I wanted to go out and see my mates, like all of that sort of stuff. So they would
Hmm.
all go out, and I'd be like, "Oh, I got to go to the gym. I'll meet up with you after." So then I would want to like rush through my session so that I could then go out with my mates.
Hmm.
Um, so that it meant like skipping all my accessories, and I didn't really train until I was about 17, 18. In fact, I actually had the conversation with Jack Johnson in the gym the other day, and he said that once I come back from Midland the first time, he said that there was like a visible change in me where I'd been like training so hard, like I actually looked like I went to the gym, not just a little fat kid. Um, so that's a positive, I think.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so there was a lot of pushback. There still is a lot of pushback. Like I will complain when he tells me to do like a certain exercise. Like at the minute we got goblet squats. I hate goblet squats. I know they're good for me, but I still hate them. So then he's like, "Oh, can't I do your goblet squats in your side planks?" And I'm like, "Oh, really? Like I'll do it, but like I'll complain about it."
Yeah. Fair.
I know I think I spoke about it before, but like he struggles to watch me squat equipped. I don't know if he's as bad raw, but equipped he struggles because he said it makes him feel sick. Always has. I think like when I'm on the platform, his father instincts kick in over the coach instincts.
Hmm.
So he said like it makes him feel sick, and he just like hates. He loves to watch me. I should preface that he loves to watch me,
Hmm.
but also hates to watch me. Like
Yeah.
the coach and the powerlifting fan loves to watch me, but my dad hates to watch me. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that makes absolute sense, right? Just concern for your safety and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you can't put that out of your mind when that's your child. I would imagine.
So, building off that, do you remember the first time you stopped being Dean's kid and he started being Ray's dad?
Oh, um, do you know what? I don't think I do. Um, I do have my comps up because I figured you would ask something about comps and I wouldn't know the answer. So I do have my open powerlifter up. I want to say it was. Do you know what? It might have actually been quite recently. It might have been. I want to say it was either Open Worlds 2001 in Norway, or it was the Manchester Open in 2023. Maybe somewhere in that, or maybe World Juniors in 22 in Turkey. One of them three would I would say the switch happened.
Because I remember in 2019 in Regina, and you were Dean's kid,
Yeah, I
and
was
then
Dean's son.
a few years later, I remember Dean came up to me and complaining that he was now Ray's dad.
Yeah, I don't even know how. So I think actually I do remember when it happened. So when this whole thing started, it was the 2021 uh, junior junior classic championships in Northampton, and obviously I was at uni, but I had a couple of lifters lifting. And I asked my dad, I was like, "Are you going?" And he said he was. So I said, "Could you handle these for me?" And my stepmom was sitting in the front row or like a couple of rows back or whatever, and he's handling one of my lifters, Will, and apparently Lisa, my stepmom, just heard, "Oh my God, that's Ray's dad," And that's just sort of where it's like least told my dad. Dad told me. I told everyone.
Yeah, I imagine that felt pretty good.
It was cool. It was like I always said like I was in his shadow, and you know he's got big boots to fill. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's no joke, but I feel like I wouldn't say like I've overtaken him. I would say like I've just created my own path. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think he will still always have his legacy within equipped powerlifting and powerlifting in general.
Definitely.
So it's now cool that I feel like you don't have many second gen powerlifters kicking about. Like it's obviously again just a callback. It's a niche sport, so
Mm-hmm.
like it's not that common. I feel.
Yeah, and I mean, I think in a way that is, you know, a part of his legacy. You know what I mean? Like, it is your own, but it is also like a part of that same legacy in a way.
Yeah.
So we've talked about training a little bit. Do you want to just walk us through kind of like what a normal training week kind of looks for you right now?
Yeah. So Monday is secondary squat, secondary deadlift. With normally it's like quad dominated. Um, and then so for me right now it's like a west side approach almost. So right now it's 12 twos with a minute rest on squats, and then I have some stiff leg deadlifts with a pause on the floor, which is horrific. And then it's like I said, goblets, and then I have some planks, and I also have a secondary squat movement of safeties. So there's the quad element that mixed with some goblets. Then Wednesday is secondary bench. Um, I haven't hit week one yet, but last block was 9 threes. Three threes are all of the grips, so close, little finger on the ring, and then comp grip. A staple for us, really. I don't know about anyone else in the world, but for us, we hit
That's
that
funny
quite a
because we
lot.
used to do that when Jeff Butt used to coach all of us. That was our
Yeah,
Friday workout. It was 9x3 speed bench with bands.
yeah, yep, yeah.
Three
So the
different
only thing
grips.
we don't really have the bands. We do dabble in it sometimes, but pretty consistently we can't really be bothered with the faff of getting the bands out and whatnot. Um, and then Fridays is heavy squats, heavy deads. So obviously this last block was a run of doubles. So we just essentially how my programming works. It works different for all the guys, but for me personally, we basically we have decided on a weight that I would like to hit at Worlds or roughly, and then my dad goes, "I reckon you need to do this for a double, to for me to think that you can do that." And then we'll go, okay, cool. So that's week 4. Week 3, we'll take 10 off it. Week 4, blah blah blah. So for me, that the double was 395, which I just did on Friday, just gone, and then same thing for all of it really, the bench and the deadlift, and then that's normally got some hamstring stuff. So we had a I don't even know what to call it, like a glute iso hold. We were on the GHD and we just did like a full extension hold for a minute, couple of sets of that, some core, go home. And then heavy benches on Sunday, which I feel like is a rest day for the majority of people, but it's also the only session that I will do in the morning. I hate training in the morning except for Sundays, and I don't understand why. That's different, but it is what it is. But yeah, that'll be heavy doubles. Well, that was heavy doubles for this block just gone. And then we'll have a secondary exercise. So this one was reverse band. So we were hooking on the squat hooks on a Alico. We were hooking a band around the bar from each of them, and then just bumping the rack height like 1 or 2, and that seemed to be working pretty well. And then I like to call it a bro session after, like just bit of back, bit of arms, shoulders, sort of just keep the gym bro in me happy.
Mm-hmm. Gotta get a pump sometimes, man.
Exactly, gotta get a pump.
And then with these sessions, it's a group of you training together, right? Like it's still that team environment of you said it was about 6 people that are all training together plus the odd straggler.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Now, how do you find that affects the dynamic of training? Like I know you mentioned initially where it's you're kind of going in with these like preconceived notions of weights, but
Hmm.
if one of your training partners bumps up 5-10 pounds, like you referenced West Side, if
Hmm.
someone bumps their weight up, are you incentivized to be like, well, they did 350, they're supposed to do 340, I'm gonna do 380? Like, do
Yeah.
you find that spills into the training at all, or?
Yeah, and sometimes we get carried away with it.
Yep.
As
It
one does. Yeah.
it's like I don't know. It's just like the competition element is there like all the time. Like it's not even like you just make a competition out of nothing. Like oh, who can make this faster? Like do you know what I mean? Like the sprints come about, and we would time when to do the sprints. Like when we were doing the sprints in the off season, we would all basically do our best to show up at the same time and or not do them until everyone was there so that we could race.
Hmm.
So then like it's supposed to be like a slight like sprint, little bit of a jog to get your body moving, and we're going full pelt without doing anything because we want to beat each other. Like, but that wouldn't happen if I train on my own. Like
Yeah.
it just wouldn't. I probably wouldn't even do the sprints if I'm honest with you. um, but yeah, so like if we do get carried away with it, but I think Barb's is the victim of that the most. Um, you guys might know Jack Barber, but
Yep.
so he trains with us. He gets bullied into. He doesn't even like his stuff looks quick. Like we say that he sandbags all of his benches. So on the speed bench, this last block, they weren't they weren't that speedy, and that's because we were just constantly like, yeah, got 5, yeah, you got that. Like he's at 145, and we're like, yeah, you got 150, and he'll be like, no, 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 come on, like Gaffer said no, like rah rah, and me and Ralph would just put the plates on anyway. But then it just comes back, and it's not that quick of a bench. But and then we'll go, maybe 145 was the right call.
I feel like it's a double-edged sword because yeah, sometimes it gets out of hand, but I think in a lot of cases it also just pushes people to train harder and be more engaged in their training and push themselves and test themselves and challenge themselves. It's probably
Yeah,
probably a good thing as much as not.
yeah, massively, and it's like just like it just makes training more exciting. Like
Hmm.
I would struggle so hard to train on my own. I don't know if that's because like I've had a team of 80 and a team of 6 my whole career essentially, but like it just like being able to chat to someone, being able to like have fun with training and enjoy training makes training so much better. Like you actually want like if there's a bad day, you want to go to the gym because not only do you get to go to the gym and train, you also get to train with the boys. Like it's
Hmm.
one of them. Like it's like a massive mood lift up. Like you go and get to see the boys, have a laugh, go home, have dinner, go to bed. It's like what more does a man want?
Yeah, yeah. I've noticed a big shift in my own training lately too. Going from I think it was like COVID, basically. I got really used to training by myself, and then just
Hmm.
kind of trained by myself for a long, long time, and then was like, why do I hate training right now?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe because I'm training by myself all the time. So I started getting people together, and yeah, like you said, noticed a huge, huge swing in training enjoyment, and yeah, that I think carries a lot of people a lot longer because if you can enjoy the process, you can get through a lot more shitty
Hmm.
sessions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're currently training for Classic Worlds,
Hmm.
right? How do you kind of balance your interests between classic and equipped, and how do you choose which one to focus on next and where to go?
That's a great question. Um, I'm. Oh God. I train raw 98% of the year. I very rarely touch kit at all. I probably have so the build up to the equipped where I squatted 5. I was in a suit. I was in a squat suit twice, a bench shirt 3 times, and I didn't go in a deadlift suit at all. Um, I just I don't know if it's because I've been doing it for so long. I just don't feel the need. Like I know my kit really well. I haven't switched suits. The only reason we went in the shirt 3 times was because we've changed how I'm wearing the shirt. So then, the first session went quite bad, and then the second one went really good. And we were like, cool, should we leave it? Nah, let's get a touch. And then that one went quite bad as well. But, what are you supposed to do?
That's usually what happens with touching. Everything feels
Yeah,
good
yeah,
Yeah.
until you have to touch, and then it's just like, oh, bench is back to being bad again. Perfect.
yeah. So yeah, that's the only reason we went in a shirt more, was because it was new to all of us. I was the test dummy. So we picked it up the method that we're using is like wearing it all the way off. None of us were doing that. So like hanging off, Garrett's shaking his head. He knows what's going on. Like it's just I was the test dummy of like, let's see what we can get out of this. And immediately I went from benching 315, 320 to benching 350 without doing anything. Like it works. Is it a little inconsistent? Maybe, but yeah, that's like the only reason we went in the shirt so much. But I'm raw 98% of the year. I don't do like any off season bits in the kit. Some of the boys, where they haven't been lifting as long as me, they do like fives in the off season, or like a few weeks before prep actually starts, they'll do like straps down 5 in a squat suit, or big shirt like threes, just something just to get a bit of weight back in their hands. But my stuff's pretty heavy year round anyway, so I don't really need to feel the weight or anything.
When you say you're wearing the shirt all the way off, can you tell me more about that? What does that mean? What
I
what
can't
kinds
give
of
away
things
the
do you do?
secrets.
Okay, I mean that's fine too. You can
no, you're fine.
That's a trade secret.
yeah, you can definitely keep some secrets if you want.
Oh yeah, just literally like it's not in my armpits at all. It's like
Okay.
it's barely over my elbows. Um, pull the tits all the way out. Yeah, like literally just wear it off, like as far off as you can. So we picked that up at Worlds in Romania. One of the Ollie Dankhurst, the 105 Swede. He was talking to us about it, because I was like, obviously Jack's a 105, and I was like, you stomp him on bench. And we were in like, it was the 120s after, and he was handling one of the girls in the flight beforehand. And we were just got chatting, and we were like, what are you doing different? Like, how do you bench 320 at 105? And like, our British guy benches the same as you raw, but benches 260. What's going on? Where is that extra kilos coming from? And then he told us. I tried it. The other boys tried it, and it's worked well. So can't complain.
Yeah, I think Oliver doesn't really wear a belt when he benches either.
Nope.
He just kind of lets it all just go, and it works for him. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Do you guys want to jump into the gearhead section or equipment check section?
Equipment
whatever
check,
it's called
yeah.
now? Sorry,
Yeah. You changed the segment name.
my bad. So this section will talk about kind of like your gear and what you choose and what you like. So first off, what do you have stock sizing gear or custom sizes?
So all of my stuff is stock, like off the shelf. My shirt is custom, but it's custom stock size. So Tim, my coach at Midland, he told me, he was like, if you're gonna get, I was taking advice from Tim on my bench, because he's a 105 guy that benches like 700 pounds. He benches like 315, something like that. He's at like Masters 1 or 2 as well. Like, it's incredible. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take advice off of you for bench for sure. He told me, he was like, you'll never get, and my dad has told me this too before, in all fairness, you'll never get, if you order custom, you'll never get the same suit twice. Like some.
Mm-hmm.
Chest, no, 52 chest, 50 arms, and 54 back, I think. And then my deadlift suit is an Inza Max deadlift, or an Inza deadlift max, whatever it is. I love
Max
that thing. It's
DL,
just like,
yeah.
yeah, it's just like wearing a singlet. It's fantastic.
Spandex.
Yep.
So then, do you make any modifications to your gear, or like the deadlift suit is you haven't taken it in over time as it's worn, or
No, I mean, in all fairness, I haven't really had that problem because I've just got bigger, so I've just filled it out more.
Hmm.
steadily
I'm
grown into the kit as it's loosened up on you?
Yeah. So I'm sure if I hold a body weight for a consistent amount of time, it will change. But maybe I'll try something else for deadlift after that. Maybe I'll just get a smaller size again. The only thing that we've changed, like I wouldn't even call it a modification, but like the only thing that happens is I use the competition SBD black wraps,
Hmm.
and I have to have a 2-man wrap for that. They're disgusting, and I have disgustingly big legs, and they're horrific to wrap. And that's a quote from my dad.
I think anyone that has had to wrap a big boy in SPD comps will co-sign that and say, "Yep,
Hmm.
they're a great wrap for the person squatting, but they're a miserable experience to wrap sometimes."
Yeah.
Hmm. Are you
Um,
wearing a low cut Super K, regular katana? What's the scoop? What's the max stitch?
Regular supercut. Yeah, regular supercut. I think I wear. I'm pretty confident about that. Most of the time, my dad just gives me kit and is like, "Just put this on." I'm like, "All right."
Fair enough. Fair enough.
it's a
And
good way
squat
to do it.
suits is super cent.
Yes, that
Wide
one I
stance
do
or
know.
regular.
Wide.
Okay.
I dabbled in a regular for a while and it worked pretty well, but I switched back to wide and I mean, I went from a 450 to a 500, so I'm not really gonna knock that.
Yeah. Seems like it's
I don't
working.
know really what happened. Yeah.
And then flats or heels for squats.
Oh, flats, 100%. I don't know how anyone squats in heels. I really don't. My knees hurt so much. Like, even just doing like heel elevated squats, they hurt so much. I don't know how people do that, especially for equipped. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what? Your knees are so far over your toes. It is like it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you're just not putting. You're not. To me, you're not optimizing how to use the squat suit at all. Even raw, I'm flats all the way. Just like use more muscle groups. Don't put everything on your quads and knees. Like, use glutes and hamstrings. It's not like you use all of it when you sit back and wear flats. If you go knees over toes, you use quads, and that's about it.
Yeah. I found a lot of carryover switching to flats in my squat as well. I think that just being able to feel the ground, I think, was a big thing for me. Noticing a little bit more like where my foot pressure was instead of having this like big chunk kind of separating the ground from my foot.
Yeah, I think you can get like a better spread as well. I feel like where like all the heels are like actual shoes, whereas like um, there's so many like barefoot shoes nowadays. Like you can actually get like a spread on your toes and like actually feel the like yeah like you said like feel the ground and actually feel like you have a base underneath you rather than being like squished together.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, the heels is more of a matter of getting consistent depth than
Oh yeah,
anything
Yeah,
else.
that's back in my day when I squatted. That was the issue I ran into. Is I just couldn't hit depth in flats. This wasn't gonna happen.
I tried very hard. I got water bed lights.
I probably didn't try hard enough.
Depth is hard.
Yeah.
Especially on openers.
that's hard.
When you and Zayd are just gaslighting each other into yeah, that was fine.
We don't do that anymore, man. No more blowing smoke in training.
Good. And then sorry, you're benching in flats, yeah?
Yeah.
You're a one shoe kind of guy. That's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is it one shoe or are you changing shoes?
I use 2 shoes.
Oh,
Oh,
It was 3.
extra,
Well, I finished
extra.
yeah. I
They're the
was there at
same
one point.
brand. I prefer the high tops for squats.
Okay.
I use the Avanca, like the third one. I don't know what it's actually called.
V3.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
So I used them for squats, and that was only because I got them for free. um, I switched to them for squats, worked really well. And then I got given a pair of 1 Huns
Mm.
from Midland, and I was benching and deadlifting in them, and then uh, they're in pieces now. They just like kind of fell apart. That's not like a knock on. I was wearing them like throughout the gym. That's not a knock on 100 at all. I was wearing them a lot, like 3 times a week, and doing all my accessories in them. There was a lot of wear in them.
Mm-hmm.
But I was also benching in Jordan 1s as well at one point. Um, so I was a 3-man shoe or a 3 shoe man, and now I'm a two two shoe kind of guy. But again, I still wear Avankis V3s. I just got the perk ones for deadlift and bench.
Cool.
Nice, nice.
So let's jump to some questions from listeners. Bryce, do you want to start with something?
Sure. So one of the questions we got was, what is different in your raw training when you're prepping for an equipped comp? Like, are you pulling the intensity down on raw, or is it kind of staying the same? You're just adding the equipped on top, or what does that look like?
Obviously my equipped trumps the raw heavy day. That's like it just replaces. Um, I wouldn't say I drop the intensity. If anything, I sort of up it because like where I'm trying to do both, I have noticed throughout my years that my raw strength will fade after a while in the kit. Not like
Mm-hmm.
it comes back really quick,
Mm-hmm.
but while I'm trying to do both, I'm trying to keep my raw strength up as much as possible. So I like end up doing like heavy reps. Seems to be the best thing for me at the minute. Like on bench especially, like heavy fives, like heavy 3x5 just seems to keep me up. I don't know what it is about it, but like I just seem to be the same sort of strength. Deadlift stays the same, and then squats. Yeah, again like heavy fours, heavy fives, just to like keep the volume and the weight up. I suppose like just to keep the muscle fitness and the muscle strength there. I suppose just seems to work the best. So, but that could be me going from like doubles and stuff. So I guess I would say that I up the intensity. Um, the light days stay the same. They don't really change at all. It's just like my heavy day that's out of kit changes to like heavy reps.
Right. Makes sense.
So, how would you describe the transition going from junior to open? Obviously, you've been in the sport for a very long time. What's that been like?
Yeah, we'll go nitty gritty. It's been terrible for me.
Okay.
So I know we said we weren't going to speak about it much, but Article 14 ruined me essentially. So by going to university, Midland University decided to stay in USAPL.
Mm-hmm.
When I went to Midland, USAPL was still part of the IPF in 21. January 2022, the IPF and USAPL split. I was assured by someone that is in the IPF that everyone would just switch and everything would be okay. It did not happen like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people were expecting that. In doing so, in the hopes to get people to switch, Article 14 become a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Article 14 basically stopped me doing everything I wanted to do. I spent my Midland career, as well as lifting, pretty much every conversation with my coach Tim would involve something about switching to IPF and PA, because I wanted to go to Worlds, and I think that the university championships would be a massive thing if Midland was there. It's like having, because like this, the school that went last year, I think it was like Ottawa or something. They would come like 10th overall in USAPL collegiate nats. Like, and obviously Midland swept the lot, so like obviously yeah, they didn't have equipped at University Worlds, but like it just isn't. It's like having a world championship without like Team GB there, without having the states there. Like it's one of like the huge nations not being there, in my
Mhm.
opinion. Because like yeah, they sent a team, but it's actually like the 10th best team in the country. They're just not lifting in that federation. So anyway, I spent a lot of time talking to Tim trying to get us to switch. He was having none of it, but the IPF didn't seem to understand that. I don't know what. Like I get it, they stuck to their guns. Fair. Like you got to do what you got to do. Um, and I get it for the most cases of like people switching in and out. I wish mine played out different. I was in a very special circumstance. I feel like what happened. So I was the first, and still am one of two international or powerlifters to get an international scholarship.
Mhm.
Like I feel like that should have been celebrated. Instead, I felt punished.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like it wasn't entirely from the IPF. Like it was just the rule that they created to stop the vast majority. I got caught between a rock and a hard place of like, do I get a degree or do I continue lifting with the IPF like I've been doing for the last 4 or 5 years at the time.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough they let me lift in the World Juniors in 22 in
Mhm.
Turkey. I won the World Championships there. I beat a couple of PA guys as well. And then things got weird. Like so Austin, obviously I lifted Garrett out at World Bench in Austin,
Yep.
Texas. I was employed and like yeah, I was employed and paid by PA and the IPF to spot and load at that comp, and I also did a PA comp like for 4 days before that comp. Um, but then when I would ask if I could lift, they would say no, you're suspended, and it's like mixed signals. I was like, come on, guys, what's going on here? Um, yeah, so Article 14 made my junior career hell. I thought that by renouncing my USAPL membership, everything would be okay once I was done
Mhm.
with Midland. I was also told that by someone. Um, that didn't happen, and obviously it was my last year as a junior, and I definitely could have won both raw and equipped. Even though it was the same comp, I still think I could have won both. So it was unfortunate. Like it didn't. It hindered me. It's not
Mhm.
the end of the world. The main thing I'm disappointed in is the fact that I will never officially get to break Carl's record as a junior.
Yeah.
Like I squatted 475 and a half at collegiates last year, which is obviously point 0.5 more.
Mhm.
And I was in pretty good form at the time, and I wanted to do that
Yeah.
just to like I don't know prove that someone else can do that. Like I feel like there's been so many records where like you're like yeah no one else is doing that. Like no one's ever touching that
Mhm.
again.
Mhm.
Um, like my dad said it about the sub junior record, super heavyweights, which I then broke in Regina in 2019. He was because he was there when the matey that had the record squatted that, and he was like, no 18-year-old's ever gonna do that. Like no one's gonna do that. And then I did it at 16.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
like so the same thing, and then the same with Blaine's, but obviously, luckily enough, Blaine's an open lifter, so I've got a lot of years to go,
Mhm.
like to even like have an attempt and progress it even further. But it's just unfortunate that I spent yeah all of my junior career in an Article 14 suspension loophole.
Yeah.
Which I mean, like I said, fair play to the IPF for sticking to their guns. Like if you've got a rule, you've got to stick by it. Like they're there to hold like the security of the IPF and like the I don't know this the stature of the IPF. I suppose like it's just a little bit of leeway would have been nice for a special circumstance.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my actual transition from junior to open was horrific. Like at one point I nearly quit, just because it made it so hard for me, because I did nothing but try to compete in the IPF. and every avenue I went down, I was told no, and it just felt like I was just like unwanted and like was seen as a number, and I wasn't seen as like a person.
Yeah.
But I guess like it's hard to explain that to someone over the phone. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no,
Hmm.
you can't see a compassion or like, you know, they can't see the countless conversations that I had with Tim asking to go to PA and like all of that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
It's
so I,
it's
I,
tough.
I understand, like, obviously hindsight's 2020, and I do understand that now. In the time, I did nearly quit powerlifting, and I thought enough's enough. Like, if I'm not wanted, then I'll go elsewhere and I'll find something else. I don't know, I'll do a massive cut and go bodybuilding or something. um, I mean, now that I'm in the open, like, it's absolutely fine. Like,
Yeah.
it's like it's just so unfortunate that like I could have had two more world titles, another European title. Like, I could have just been like, I don't know, stacking my resume, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I guess I just have to do that in the open now.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
shitty, man. Like
Hard transition, yeah.
you shouldn't be put in a position where you have to choose between your education and your sport.
Yeah.
That's, I feel like, not in the spirit of what the intention of the rule was. So
Yeah.
sorry that you had to deal with that. It sucks.
So playing off Midland a little more, we had a question about what's your favorite thing about training and lifting for Midland? And I'm going to add another question to that, which is, I think, kind of works with it. And what do you think the pros and cons of training as a large group are?
The large group we touched on already. I think the atmosphere and the energy day in day out is huge. It plays a massive effect.
Hmm.
I think there isn't like, I don't think I could speak to a single powerlifter on this earth that doesn't say they enjoy competing because they feel like the main person, because it's just you on the platform. Like everyone's watching
Hmm.
you. It's the same. Like training in a group that size is the same thing. There's 80 people screaming at you. It's just like being in a local gym, like a
Hmm.
local comp gym. Like there's still like enough people. There's 80 people screaming at you to squat, bench, do whatever. That it feels like a mini comp. Um, so that aspect is phenomenal. Um,
Yeah.
and then what was the other part to that question? My favorite thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the team. It was 100% the team. It's such a generic answer. I genuinely feel like I've made lifelong friends. And like they're 5,000 miles away from me like right now. Like they're so far away, but like I still think I could ring them up at any point. I could just be like, "Hey, I'm gonna come see you in a month," and they'd be like, "All right, like come out, we'll put you up, like whatever." The team held me together throughout, like, oh, because obviously I was dealing with a lot from like the IPF and being far from home and stuff like
Hmm.
that. Like the team held me together. So my favorite thing would be the ladies and gents that are Midland powerlifting. I don't think Midland isn't the team. It's those individuals that are the team.
Great answer.
So another question that came in was asking, will we see a 525 kilo squat? And I want to kind of add to that. Um, Obviously, like the training takes a toll. Lifting the
Mm-hmm.
weights you're lifting takes a toll. Do you have like a short term plan ahead of you for what you're looking to accomplish?
Yes and no. Um, I would like to take the open squat record as far as I can. I think at some point my body will find a limit and it will say no. It's just a point of finding where that limit is, I suppose. Apparently, after Blaine squatted 5, I would have been, I don't know, like 7. And apparently, I said to my dad, I said to him, I'm gonna squat 600 because Blaine's already done 5.
Nice.
And my last training day before the British, I doubled 480. And then I work with my dad. that's key to this story. So I was in his office, like I don't know, like a day or two after, and he looked at me, and I've never seen so much sincerity in his eyes. And he told me that story, and he said, "I genuinely think you could do that."
Oh yeah.
Like he was like it now feels like it could be a possibility to me that you squat 550, 560. So that would be cool. I mean, 600. Like I wasn't wrong. Like children are never wrong. Someone's already squatted 5. Someone's got to squat 6.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
And I mean, like even if you look at it, like if you look at Eddie deadlifting 5, like what are we, like 10 years on? Someone's pulled 510. Colton just pulled like it's tough because it's like flex bar and stuff, so it's a little different. But
Yeah.
he's just pulled like what 520, 530, something like that, like something ridiculous.
So ridiculous.
So like it's not like out of the realms of possibility, I suppose. The other part of me is I know that equip lifting has my heart. However, there is more exposure and more possibilities with raw lifting as of right now. Like with the likes of Sheffield, and like there's so many now like classic powerlifters that are like making a lot of money off of like YouTube and social media in general. There's a lot more avenues that you can take when you're a big time raw lifter. So I think if I was to make it to that sort of level, maybe I'd want to like pursue that a bit more. You know, get on the Sheffield stage, especially because like it's home field advantage and all that. So like it'd feel a lot better. So there is that possibility of like wanting to pursue, I guess, the money side of it. I guess like the exposure side, and it's just so much easier. Like it is just so much easier. Like that's like it's such a knock on raw lifting, but like you can do raw lifting on your own in a commercial gym, like in a pure gym, in a, like over here we've got like Sports Direct gyms. It's like bottom of the barrel, like horrible gyms, but you can do it. You can go in, you can get your compounds done, you can do your accessories on the machines, you can go home. There is not a single person in this world that is going to a pure gym and Anytime Fitness and doing an equip squat or a shirted bench. Like no one's doing that.
Mike T. Sinead O'Connor, 900-pound double.
Why got to be
What a callback.
Why got to be
Very specific video of Mike T squatting 900 for, I think it was 900 for a double, in like a commercial gym with Sinead O'Connor like playing softly in the background.
I think it was like
That's
a
insane.
YMCA or something, or like
Yeah.
a rec
Yeah.
club. Yeah.
That's insane because I've lifted on YMCA bars and they are terrible.
I think it might have been better than your average
The majority,
gym's
yeah,
equipment.
okay.
Yeah.
That would make sense. But anyway, besides from that,
Yeah.
and
Sorry. I didn't-
you know, another throwout is Tony Cliff training in his garage all the time. Like, you're looking at two very extreme cases.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the average person isn't going to do that. Well, the average person doesn't even do equip lifting, but
Yeah.
like, it's very, very unlikely that that's going to happen because you need a team around you. You need like someone to wrap your knees. You need someone to put your straps up if your suit's that tight. You need someone to lift you out because you don't want to compromise where your bench shirt is, like the position that it's in. You can't. So you know, I couldn't put my bench shirt on my own. Not a chance. I know some people can, but not a chance can I do that.
Yeah.
Struggle
I
to
don't
put a
think those
normal
edge
t-shirt on.
cases take anything away from the point you're making.
Yeah. So there isn't that as of right now. I think it will get bigger. I think it's on like a big loop. I really do think that. I think Classic has exploded because now this could just be enforced in from my dad because he makes the same point. But like I think like it's exploded because it's so easy to get into. Like it is you can do it on your own. You can do it in an average gym. Will it be a terrible experience compared to a powerlifting gym? Probably. But like, you can do it. You can't really do it consistently on your own equipped. So like, there is the avenue of that's where everyone is right now. Like, will they come over to equipped? I'd love to see it. Equipped has my heart. I've been around it since I was 5. Like I've been around equip lifting. I've been around lifting for so long, and I'm 23. That I remember when there was no classic powerlifting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't that long ago, realistically. So like, could everyone make the switch? And like, the top, like the top three, the third place guy in the Raw knows he's not going to get on that team. So throw a suit on. Like, that is a possibility that happens. I think you need a couple of big time Raw lifters that have a lot of exposure to then come over. Like, Sunita's mentioned about wanting to squat like 400 in a squat suit, which would be disgusting. I've seen Brittany's put on some kit, like she's had a dabble in it. Like, you need that sort of stuff to happen for everyone to even know that equip lifting's a thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people that don't even understand what equip lifting is. So I'd love to be part of that and like help bring people to equip, because I do love equip. Would I pursue Raw? Yes. There is money, there's exposure, there's more options and possibilities. But if there was any chance that equiplifting was going to make a comeback, I want to lead that charge.
Hell yeah.
Sick.
Sorry, I was
Any
just listening. I
questions
wasn't
from
even thinking of the next
Jack
question.
If there's any questions from Jack Barber, please read them carefully. He is, he's a very, how do I put that? He's a very colourful character. He can think of some stuff, so please read them carefully when you see one from Jack Barber.
I don't even know what that could possibly mean. I don't think I had any questions from Jack. The only one that I had from someone I think that probably knows you and might have some inside information is, are there any superstitions with your kit or suits?
No. Can I ask who asked that question? It might give me like some inkling.
It was Jordan Ballard.
Ah, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, the suit that I wear, he shit in the suit. So yeah, I suppose there is. It makes a lot of sense. It was the Arnold's. He
Hell
shit
yeah.
himself in that suit, and then
Hard lifter.
yeah. Well, because there was two options. It was either that or it was Ellie, because Ellie thinks that there's, like, I don't know, there's the stitching color that they use affects the suit. But George's story's way funnier. Yeah. So the Arnold's in, God, I don't even know. Like not the most recent one, but the one just before. I think that one he shits himself on squats, and now I wear that suit. So yeah, I suppose there is a superstition. You need someone to shit in your suit before you can squat 5.
So you heard it here first.
heard it
Someone
here
has to
first,
shit your
yeah.
suit.
Yeah, yeah.
Ship it.
Oh, poor Zayd is gonna have a rough go next prep, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know who's gonna bear that torch for him. But
You train with him.
I ain't
Jordan
fitting
will
in
do
that
it.
suit.
Yeah, we'll send it out to Jordan. There you go.
Yeah.
That is a superstition.
What's your favorite exercise for carryover for both raw and equipped, if you have one?
I don't think I do. It's like it's all just where I'm so raw like the majority of the time. I guess I'd go heavy raw squats, heavy raw benching, just like getting as close to that weight as physically possible. Like I suppose heavy walkouts, heavy holds, like anything that's like not necessarily overloading you, but like close to your 100%, so that you can feel as close to the weight you would in a suit. Like I squat 400 raw, so that's as close as I can get 100 kilos without putting a suit on to feel the same sort of weight. Same with bench. I can bench. I just doubled 237, so that's my best. I benched 350 in a suit in a shirt, so like getting as close as possible and doing work with that, whether it's a long hold or a walkout or a couple of reps with it, whatever it is, like that. I guess that would be the biggest carryover I can imagine.
Just be strong. I got it.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah.
strong helps.
All right, want to
Kind
jump into common questions?
Yep. Let's do it. Let's do it. So
All right.
what would you say is the highlight of your lifting career thus far?
I want to say Regina, Canada. I think
Oh yeah.
not only was it a fantastic competition, thank you, Ryan. It was my first world title. And it was I broke the world sub junior squat record. And there was a really so I went into that comp nominated third by like a lot, and training had gone really really well, and we knew that it was going to be a dogfight, but no one else really did.
Mm.
And then I ended up like essentially I cleaned up. I think I like obviously squatted the world sub junior squat record. Took silver on bench and gold on deadlift, and then gold overall. So there was like a nice moment between me and my dad of like we've done it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that was like in the warm up room, and then come out get the medal, and it was my first big trip as well. Like I'd done 2 Europeans before that. One to the Czech Republic, which is like round the corner, and then the other one was Denmark, which is also round the corner. Essentially, like Canada was the first big trip. So I'll go with that, I think.
Sick.
So typically we would follow that one up with what was the lowest point, but I think we kind of touched on that. But is there something that you would consider a lower point than what we talked about with that transition from junior to open?
Yeah, I can do competition wise.
Okay.
Sure.
Stavanger, 2021 Open Worlds. It was obviously that was my first time. Obviously, I'd never been to America before. I was 3 months into my university, like I don't know, chapter of life, if you want. I flew with Chloe Dublin because she was ex Midland. I flew with her to Minneapolis, and then from Minneapolis to somewhere in Norway, and then from Norway, like somewhere in Norway, up to Stavanger. Never done more than 2 flights in one go. So it was like everything was very new to me. And I also went to the States weighing 155, and I weighed in at 141. I'm probably the only person to go to America and lose weight. But yeah, so everything, and I was weighing the same. I was wearing the same kit, like everything, and I remember my last warm up was horrific for squats. It was like, I think I was opening I was opening at 410. My last warm up was like 390, and it was the end of the world. But it was like by the time we established what was happening, it was too late to change my opener. And I remember my dad running to the Titan booth to get me a brand new suit. The first time I wore that suit was my first attempt on the platform, which is always fun. It was the right size but regular stance. I was in a wide. Safe to say that comp did not go well. It was the closest I've come to bombing. I missed my first 2 squats.
Mm-hmm.
I did get it on the third, and it was the biggest relief I've ever had. However, I did only then get 1 bench and 2 deadlifts, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a pretty low point in lifting career. Like that was my open debut. The way training had been going, I was like I might scrape like a top 5 medal on squat. Because this was like just after Blaine and Konovalov had like dipped out. So there was essentially like the super heavyweights hadn't had the rebirth that it now has. Like the quality wasn't necessarily there. It was like a younger Shevchenko and like some other people. Like it wasn't a potential 1200 podium. It was like you can squat 420 and make a squat medal. Now you got to squat 480 and get a squat medal type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I was like 19, like freshly 19, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna get an open medal. Like went in really high hopes, and it was just like, it just wiped the floor. I was also the top flight. I was top 8 nominated. So it was my first experience with like the fast flights, and it
Mm-hmm.
just absolutely killed me. So I think that lowest points would be the whole Article 14 ordeal, and then Stavanger, Norway, in no particular order, obviously.
So who have been some of your biggest inspirations? And it doesn't necessarily need to be powerlifters.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna say I think they would all be powerlifters. My dad is number one. Like no shade about it. Um, I don't even think I need to explain really. Like it's my dad, and
Mm-hmm.
he 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 walked where I could run essentially. Like he's been powerlifting forever, and now I do. Um, I'll go with Jack Johnson. He's gonna love this as well. So I met Jack when he was 15 and I was 12, and no one knew who he was. And we were at a local bodybuilding show because we knew the promoter, and he was like, "Yeah, come down." So me, like obviously not to me, I was 12. I just wanted to play. It wasn't even Fortnite at that point. I just wanted to play COD. Anyway, my dad dragged me down, and then that's where we met Jack. He came out in the like in I don't know, like an intermittent, like a little gap in the middle. They like dedicated it to Jack. They come out, brought some weights out, put a floor down, and he pulled 250 for a couple of reps at 15. And I was like, even I was like, rah. And then Dad got into contact with him, and he started training with us. So I've known Jack for 11 years of my 11 years of my life now. It's like that's my brother. Like he's been around almost as long. He's been around for almost 50% of my life. Like I couldn't imagine my training journey without him really. And I've seen him at really high points, at really low points. I've seen him switch to bodybuilding. I've seen him switch and then come back to powerlifting and like in a lower weight class, and now we're looking like he could be in for contention of like medals and stuff, which is really cool. So yeah, it's a pleasure to train with Jack and know Jack for as long as I have really.
Super cool. So then, what's your closest call with equipped lifting, I guess?
In terms of what?
A session's gone bad. Something's gone wrong.
What hasn't gone wrong?
I'll paint a picture for you because I've seen a video of Jack Johnson re-racking a squat and then going face
Oh
first
yeah, that's
into
pretty
a.
bad. Yeah.
So that would be a close call. That's something like that, maybe.
Um, I haven't really had anything like that. I fell over with 450. I fell back with 450. It was my last squat day. It was my second to last warm up. No, my last warm up. Sorry. And I just sat into the squat too much, and I just fell over with 450. Luckily, I had some big geezers around me. They managed to catch me, and I've been taught, like it's been drilled into me to never leave the bar. When especially when you have spotters, obviously. So luckily, I stayed with the bar. They got me back into line, and then I could help them stand up with it. But yeah, that's pretty scary. I still went up to 475 after that and squatted it in training. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's probably my closest call, I would say, for equipped lifting. I haven't really had any injuries. Like that one with Jack was bad.
Do you want to tell that story?
Yeah,
Since I didn't really explain it.
So it's like it's every injury video you can imagine seeing on Instagram Reels, essentially. Like it's really poor quality purple security footage from the gym. It's like 380, and he's like, he must have been like 19, 20. Best squat was like 350 at the time, and just like everything went right to the point, and we were like, yeah, so back at 380. And he goes to he walks it out. He's not happy with it. Goes to rack it, but he misses it. And we hadn't had the rack secured, so everything went forward. Like everything flipped front. The weight crushed him. He landed on the foot pad of the bench, like his face hit the pad, like where your foot would go to lift off the bench. Like scraped all up his face. There's if you watch the video, it's like there's like the spotters like fly over the top where they've been caught by the rack and stuff. Like it's funny now because he's okay. At the time, it was pretty bad, but I mean, he was a trooper. He just wanted to deadlift, and he wanted to deadlift after that and go home and sleep it off. And there was blood just like pissing from his face. And then we went like the next day, went to a comp and loaded.
Wild.
That's pretty metal.
Yeah, that was a hard video to see.
Yeah, I'll see if Garrett, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough watch. I was gonna say if you haven't seen it, I will send it to you.
Oh no, I don't need to see it again. I make a point not to search those things out anymore.
Yeah, it's a hard watch, but like it was a few years ago now, and like he's okay, so it's fine. It's funny.
Yeah. So then, who would be one raw lifter you'd like to see in equipment? If you have your pick.
See, I could go basic and say that I want to see Perk get back in kit, but I don't know if that's even what I want to say. Maybe Durins. I love Durins. I think he could do some real damage. I'm trying to think of like women too. I know when my dad was on this podcast over COVID, he said Amanda Lawrence. I'm gonna go with Durins. I think I'm trying to think of like any of the girls that I would want to see put kit on, but I can't think of any that to me look like an out and out equip lifter. I get that sort of energy off of Durins, so I'm gonna say Durins. I think.
Nice.
That's a pretty good answer.
And we touched on it a little bit already, but what are your concrete goals that you're locked in on right now? What's next for Ray Bowring?
I want to win a world equip title. Hopefully that'll be this year. Competition's tough. It's been awful because like I've come back and I'm like, cool, I'm in like 1200, 1250, maybe potentially crouching on the 12s. Is it 1276 Blaine's record or something like that?
Yeah.
Like I'm like crouching on that, and then all of a sudden there's like 3 guys that are doing that now, and I'm like, come on, man. Cut me a break. Like I went from being the only guy, and then I did 1175 at collegiate last year, and then Victor Holoney, the Ukrainian, did like 1180 at Euros like 2 weeks later. I was like, come on, man, what's going on here? So yeah, like it'll be a good fight at Worlds. I will enjoy that. I would love to be the first single ply tested athlete to do 1300. That would be very cool. And weirdly enough, I did have 525 as my next squat goal because like it looks really pretty with all the reds and stuff.
Yeah,
It does look
Very
good.
nice.
Yeah, it looks pretty. So yeah, I think that would be my. I would also like to podium at Classic Worlds, but with me being bumped to the C group now, I don't know how likely that is. I don't really have any control over that now, so a bit unfortunate. But
it would be very impressive if you podium from the C group.
Podium from the C group is a story, isn't it?
That's the move.
So yeah, I mean, I still have a lot of time for that goal. The immediate like 2026 goals would be, I'd say the world record squat and world record total. I think would be on the equip side for me. I think.
Those are pretty good goals.
Great. I think that's kind of all the questions we had for you. So
Cool.
we really appreciate you taking the time to come on and talk to us and
Yeah, of
share
course.
your experiences and
Yeah.
entertain us. It was very good.
Yeah, anytime.
Thanks for hopping
And
on.
where
man.
can people
Yeah, no worries.
find you and find out more about you? Anything you want to plug?
Yeah. My Instagram is Ray_Bowring. My TikTok is Ray Bowring. All my coaching details are on my Instagram. TikTok is where I shitpost, essentially. I just post whatever I feel like. Instagram's the somewhat serious one. Unless you actually go to my page, in which case you'll just see. I found you can add reel covers, and I got a little bit carried away with that. And now every reel, I'll try and find one, but I have to scroll through the reels because I just find a funny photo and use that as the reel cover now. So it has no relation to the video whatsoever. So now I just have to scroll through reels. So other than that part, my Instagram's fairly serious. I don't have like a lifting and like normal one. It's just all the same account. But yeah, that's about it from me really.
Right on. Right on. Well, thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for sharing
course.
some time and some of your experiences with us.
Yeah, no worries.
It's nice chatting with you, man.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfection.
Mm-hmm. Especially the first part where I couldn't figure out how to say his name.
As the kids say, chef's kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, you're devolving as these episodes happen, buddy.
Devolving how?
The accent, the slang,
I'm from Saskatchewan, bud.
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 Yeah, bud.
Same. Moved to Alberta. Accent didn't get any better, I'll tell you that much. For free. Right now.
All right, guys.
We do an outro?
Yeah.
Or does it just end?
I think we're just outroing right now.
Just left in.
This is
Left
the
in.
outro. It just fades to black. The left in.
Left in.
Left
All right.
in.
Well, we hope you've all enjoyed the podcast and our chat with Ray. He's a pretty cool guy. We had some very fun stories. And yeah, stay tuned for more. We're going to make more of these podcasts and hopefully you'll listen to them and send us more questions. And I don't know, review it positively on whatever platform you're listening to it on, share it with your friends, all that kind of good stuff. And I even posted questions this time.
You did. It was very good.
And you did great.
Look at me. Look at me.
And
learning and growing.
We didn't quite get to all the listener questions this time, as we actually got a ton of them, and we just had, I think we had a lot of conversation otherwise, so it was hard to get to all the questions. But we do appreciate you guys sending in questions for us. It does help us to flesh out some things we maybe hadn't thought about. So
and get at some inside jokes.
yeah, get us some inside jokes, which I don't know if I really wanted to get to that one.
It was a good one. It was really good. New superstition unlocked.
No, thank you. Anyways, we'll see everybody in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.